Okay. All right, we're back. I knocked down the bitrate and I made it 30 FPS and I knocked down the resolution. So fingers crossed. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna bear in mind that that may well happen again. If it is, I genuinely will not be sure to fix it. I think I have a habit of just knocking my resolution right up straight away because I've got like a 4K monitor, and then my computer can't handle it, and I'm like, I'm not a pro streamer, big gaming rig content creator. I'm keeping it on my iPad now because I don't start going all choppy again. All right, let's take a look. So we'll get back to it. And what I was doing was realizing this roughness isn't what I want. So the further I get into this, the more I realize that I kind of just want roughness 1. I think working with something like that is way better. Keep it on that. I'm not lagging out yet. 3 people were working our way up again. Sorry about that. It was bound to take a little bit of trial and error, but I think we're all right for now. Don't want to jinx it. Let's just keep going. And now we've got that material. I'm going to drag it on this as well. And if I stretch this out a little bit, we should have some pretty decent stuff here. Bearing in mind that there's probably going to be a little bit of light leaking through here because these are tiny. So, I mean, kind of solves my problem if I can move you in like that. And then just out you like this, so you're not leaning right up against the sofa. There's still a tiny gap. Dude. Okay. We'll work with that. This camera. I think I'll just displace this camera completely. Right. Cool. What is this looking like here? I feel like I'm getting light from the top because I haven't created a floor or ceiling yet. So I'm gonna literally get a plane, scale you to light. Don't need 10,000. That's overkill. Not lagging. Good news. Good news. We love it when we don't lag. Got a little live chat button, can I? Pavel. God, that's a rude name, mate. What's up? Welcome back, people. Welcome back to what I'm trying to do here. Absolute mess, mate. What's up with this? Up. Render tag, mate. Necessity. Right. And now we've got styrofoam. And I don't know whether you're leaking out or... Oh, you're probably not, to be fair. Alright, cool. I'm not going to the resolution that I normally work with either, but we're going to slowly skim over that. I'm going to try to find some styrofoam. And then I think the walls will pretty much be done because, I mean... Put a styrene even. I will get one of the ones with... soft white, but we do want some holes. And things with materials like this that are really detailed is that quite often the that makes sense why that was looking all tech. The textures are nowhere near as seamless as you'd normally expect. So firstly you keep an eye. I'm gonna have to actually I might be able to solve you another way. Nope. Mate, imagine there's actually an ant just crawling down my monitor. 600. Yeah. I think you'll probably do, except you're getting a nice like line there, aren't you? We'll see if we can work like something like this for now. I think that looks good. Except that wall is like sticking out ever so slightly. So in reality, what I need to think about is taking this and making you like ever so slightly smaller. So that I have that edge. But you don't have a fillet cap. It's probably enough. Cool. All right, sweet. I'm thinking that this yeah, it's looking a little better. Cool. Thoughts. Gonna move you like there. Just proportion it. See, for me, like I'm looking at so many weird little intricacies here to like proportion things right. I'm looking at like the position of this wall in accordance to that. And I feel like that's all come from sketching and stuff. And like the rounding of this table movement. There's definitely something that I'm like not seeing now that I will. But like angles of chairs and tables and stuff. Like the ever so slight difference in angle between that and that. Those are all clues as to like the focal length and stuff like that, which is always cool, and just like the scale of stuff. So like that looks a bit. Except maybe we can work something like this. Okay. So with any luck, we can just drag a redshift object on that, and let's move you. Again, I don't actually think, because they're all painted with like the same sort of just matte white. So a base color texture isn't really needed because it just adds extra stuff. But you obviously don't want it to be grey. No lag. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. Make this white. And we're going to need to get a little zone thing to see if we're getting the detail that we kind of need. But honestly, I think we kind of are, man. I mean, it's a little grayer. That's the main thing. Right, you need to come down a bit, don't you? Yeah. I'm only like a quarter of my normal resolution here. I think the scale's a problem. But it's just not as bright as I'd expect. Maybe we can just knock the intensity up. Might just do the job. I think this is, if anything, probably. What if we testalize you? But I don't want you to go all funky on me. Yeah, and I had a feeling you were going to do that. Displacement scale 2. Maybe just make this even smaller. You know what? What I can make out of that noise doesn't look too shabby. So we'll keep it at that. Next things I'm thinking is this is blown way the hell out right now, and it's purely so I can see the details of the materials. But we're gonna have to start modeling the pillow in a sec. But let's see if we can get the sofa done with just a quick fabric material, and maybe that'll be some of the This is sort of a, you know, kind of washed out. You got tan weave there. I mean that. Let's give that a shot. Gonna need to make sure. Look at the amount of polygon selections I've got on that. Oh Jesus. Cubic seamless if in doubt. And you get on there. Not like that. Yep. And you're gonna need a little bit of lightness, I'd expect. But this is where redshift shines, dude. The lighting just looks so much better. You can even see there, like the little detail you get in that. It looks sick. And I need to make you a bit lighter. A bit lighter. So let's grab them color correct. Track you. Look, I'm literally having to perform surgery wiring these nodes, dude. That Spix, what's up, man? I absolutely throttled my view account by restarting the stream, but it's cool. It's cool. It's not going to be the last one, I promise you that. So let's up this gamma. God, maybe there's something like this. I mean, maybe we can turn the saturation up a little bit. I actually think that looks pretty cool. Let's rotate the light a little bit. Let's have a little mess around. Maybe that'll give us a new little look into how this is working. But I think, for all intents and purposes, man, what I was talking about earlier is like keeping an eye on these wrinkles here, right? And I thought the best way of doing that would be to get a like regular noise and then scale it up loads, like vertically, and sort of map that on it. But now I'm thinking, and I'm like, I think we'd likely have to do it in displacement. We're getting some stretching here, but I don't know if that's, I think that's a problem. Let's take a look at doing something like that, because we also would only want it at the top, presumably. Nah, let's try. I think it's easier in this. I need to remember which one to use. Is it noise or... Nah, we're going to use max on noise, I think. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Let's drag this on the displacement and see what we're working with. So maybe we have some regular noise, but we want you like that. Way scaled up. I'm thinking also like overall scale maybe. But why is it... Okay. I want that stretchiness everywhere, not just at the top. Vertex aperture. World. That is sort of the basis. I mean, the more I turn this up, the more it's just going to stretch across that. Input. What happens if I miss? Okay. So the current displacement is very fine. And if I get something like an add mode and then drop the original displacement in here and that, how do you work? Not too badly, but I've got a feeling that I need to dial you in so that, yeah, something like this. So I'm getting at least some sort of stretchiness. Maybe even scale it to this. 0.8. I can change the type of noise. Maybe that'll. I always look for like electric. I'll do this. And that does seem to add a little more detail. But again, got some sound noise that's literally going to be cubes, man. Let's switch it out from regular noise though. Like, I mean, that looks cool. But the only thing I say is that, do you let me? Nah, you don't like that very much, do you? All right. Let's put you back in the displacement then. And then drag this back in the surface. Are you coming out now? Be interesting to see if that actually did anything at all, but presumably it did. I think we did, because I can see some vertical stretches. That is what I was after. Maybe if we make the displacement a little more powerful. Put displacement scaler too. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. Getting some vertical ones on that. Why? It's not rotated any other way, is it? It's going to be because of the UVs, I already know. That is kind of like... Doesn't look too bad except for this bit. Trying to figure out why you're working the way you are. If I set you to UV, you're gonna... It's just rotated. I did Y though. I don't know why that's happened. Alright, maybe. That's gonna take a little bit of sorcery. If I... Oh, it's the UV tags, is it? I was going to redo the UVs for a sec there. Imagine that. Okay. I don't mind the scratches, but I need to check whether the fuse material's gone. Disappeared apparently. What if I need to make some UVs on this, I think. Right, you. UV edit. Paint setup wizard. Null one. Let's see. No, it's just that. Next. Automatic. Let's do that. Maximum 496. And then maybe just maybe they're all oriented the same way. Cool. So back to redshift. Restart renderer. Okay. So now you're still a little janky, aren't you? Okay. Now you need to be down to like 10. And now the next thing is going to be checking if that has had an effect on the displacement. This node, yeah. I need to make this so much bigger. Let me get my iPad on charge. This whole thing is currently the saviour of the stream. Okay. What's up, Vezox? How you doing, boys? I'm presuming that the 3 people that are coming, probably the only 3 viewers, but we will move. Yeah, this is looking cool. Still getting some weird weird looks on the side there. Maybe that's just, I feel like I need to scale you down still. Does anyone know why I'm getting these horizontal lines? Trying to figure this out. I mean, the only other option is to call it personality. You know, I'm gonna keep working for a little bit. We're gonna keep working. It's not. I know it's not that. So it's gonna be one of the. It's gonna be something stupid like the bump map. I reckon. Personally, I need to move this in somewhere. Okay. No, it's not the bump map. No, I doubt it's the displacement either, to be honest. You know, this isn't making it very easy to see what the actual textures look like. You know what? We'll keep it for now. We'll cross over when we come to it. And then let's get a... So my general workflow, I feel like, is trying to nail some of this shading. And then, when I know that everything looks right in just a blown out environment with like a decent amount, enough light, then I can start dialing in the gobos a little bit to see how I can mess with lighting. I feel like I typically do lighting last, is what I'm really trying to say here. I kind of want it to glossy wood finish, so I'm going to search for that and look for one of these. Make sure I'm looking at redshift materials. I feel like the no one's be better here, but looking for glossy finishes. Maple could be good. Caramel. Let's give you a shot. I'm not going to make it out of composite wood, I know that much. Hope everyone's doing good today, man. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. God, I value your time. I appreciate you. I'm glad that we're here. It's the goddamn roughness map, I reckon. I mean, that wooden has already kind of made it look decent. What was up with this roughness map, mate? Disconnect. Remove eyes. Make sure we're working with reflection roughness of like 1. We don't want a very rough at all, really, and then we can turn the gamma. I do want to try and make this look as realistic as possible, which is why I'm kind of ironing out what I presume to be the issues at this stage, so I don't have to mess about with it later. But I mean, I think this is already looking better, except that the displacement's a bit too high. I think that's what the main issue is. And then maybe, just so I'm not hovering on this too much, we can scale this up slightly. No, that's the wrong one. like double it so I can actually see some detail in the fabric. And maybe, just maybe, that'll make things look a little less off. This maple looks really good, but my only thoughts are to desaturate this a little bit. Sometimes I wish there was just a color correction, like, no, like, option inside the actual texture, dude. But we'll keep this input. Try some diffuse. And then desaturate this by 0.5. And maybe we can... Got none of that, dude. I'm going to have to re-render you. 0.75, maybe 0.8. Just want to take the edge off ever so slightly. There we go. That's more like it. Working with a pretty decent color palette so far. I mean, maybe the camera needs to. I'm gonna do my trick and duplicate, and then something like that. Don't look too bad. Right, and then okay, we've got the walls done. We just got a pillow really, so let's give that a shot. Maybe we can work with some lighting. I'm going to I'm literally only doing what's necessary here. I'm bearing that in mind. Open a new project, and let's see if we can render this pillow. Get a nice pillow going. It's just so funny to me. It is literally, if I could switch this around, you can see outside from me right now it is raining like hell. Okay. We're not animating, so I could kind of etch and cheat my way to achieving this look, but I think to get those sort of stretches right, it's never the easiest. Let's see if we can maybe some drips. Let's do it the old school way, man. Let's do it the old school way. Let's up some segments. 20, 20, 20. No, you need to be like 1. Which one is it? This one. It's this one, this one. That's 20. Yeah. And then, oh, I can do that. I made a tutorial on this and I can't remember how to do it. I think, I go to cloth, dresser. Is it dresser? Where's the damn thingamatic? Fixed point scene polys. Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, that was the trick. I'm gonna turn the simulation stuff off. Done this 8 million times. Right, initial state set. No, where's the dressematic? Am I being stupid? Am I missing something here? It's right in front of me, innit? It's right there. Holy hell, dude. Right. Loop select this to theme polys set dressematic. Yeah, banging. Back like we never left, baby. 50. Let's do the same thing again. Forgot which of these. I kind of don't want it to be so plump. Maybe if I scale. Nah, that's not what I'm after. You know what? Maybe if we 500 dress state, scene polys set dress mending. Dude, they don't look too bad, but like the detail. I'm remembering now that the higher I make those steps, the more there's like a pronounced sort of square, almost as if it's like interacting on a cube. Always looks a little funky. Alright, you know what? We kind of got the jig of it, so let's delete that for now. And can I select the. I just want to select the top bit and add a few more. But I don't think you're gonna let me do that easily, are you? I'm gonna select the top and bottom geometry, and then yeah, so you're gonna. But can I? That. And right click, subdivide. Yeah. Nah, that would do. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. And then we'll take all of this and just make it like this. And then ideally, maybe now if we get our cloth object, make sure we're selecting what we need to select. And just grab the loop select 900th time. And then scene poly set, dressmatic, 250. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. I'm gonna give that one more shot and see what if this width thing. Nah, that looks cool, mate. That looks cool. Can I? How do I do this again? Don't be doing this again. Dressmatic set. Dress state set. Fixed points set. Visual state set. Nah, you always do this to me. Bake. Is it alembic? Whatever works here. I seem to remember how to do something stupid. No, we will just use the library tool. But you baked it. Yeah, banging, mate. Right. Connect objects and delete. There we go. And we're back. Let's see if we can edit you a little bit now. I'm getting something along the right lines, but see those creases, dude. Can't get them anywhere else, right? I know for a fact this cube is not that wide, so let's make it to about here. And then if I can somehow maybe bring these edges in, that would be cool. And I kind of just want to do something like this. That's what I mean by sort of just patching things up. Let's make sure we're selecting everything we need here. I've got no idea this is going to work, by the way. Part of the game. No. Dear, no. What I may have to do is smooth it. It's always a pretty good tool. Just don't want these edges so prominent. Nah, because I don't want to get rid of those stretchy bits, dude, you know? And the more I do that, then if I get spherify, something random, like this is why you try random stuff, because every now and then maybe it will work. You've got a super inflated pillow here, but maybe, just maybe. How can I bake you without... Oh, so many random problems this stream. I absolutely love it. At least you're getting the real side of ZG, right? The problem is that you're still using the alembic, I think. No, it's because it keeps going back to those items I've selected. Let's see, there we go. Then maybe we can just do something like this. Drag you in a subdiv. That'll do. That'll do. Now see if we can get some of those balls. Balls. Get some of those little bobbly bits on the outside. Dude, I don't blame anyone for not watching this, dude. One viewer. Let's go. 3. Cool if I could clone this. But I got a feeling you're not gonna want to do it along what I want you to do. Distribution edge. Oh, I know. I already know you're gonna crash my program because I haven't set you to instance. Axis. Volume. You know what I could do? You know what I could do that'd be really smart. Not that. That's for sure. What I can do is duplicate this. Connect objects and delete. And then go select. Let's see if we can do a loop select. Obviously we can, but okay, yeah. Unselect them. And then get like that. Maybe these 3. So they're on the outside, obviously, right? And then copy that. Paste. Can I do that? Okay. Okay. So let's separate that. Drag. Is that all of? I've still got this visible, that's why. Okay, yeah, and then select this to surface of that. Like that, right? But then we kind of only want them on the outside. Which is going to be the next thing. So, can I set you to edge? That makes them uniform. But I don't want that many. Do not want that many. Volume, no. Axis, nope. Maybe polygon center, but can I rotate these through? I have to use surface, I reckon. Or, I mean, the other option is obviously taking this and then no. It would take some remeshing. Let's pop this in there. Set the mesh density to like 10%. It's better. Make sure this is set to the remesh. And then make sure this is setting this to edge vertex. 5%. 1%. I think disappeared on me. I feel like the surface would be a bit better. maybe let's scale these down to like 1 or 2. Something like that. And then we'll use a plane just to make sure that these are all sort of like pushed out a little bit. I feel like that's going to do, like I'm pushing them out of the wait a little bit. Like that. Yes, mate. Alright. Cool, that too. These have some strings attached to them, but I feel like that's going to be a little too much. A little too much, to be quite honest with you. So what if we bake these? We'll do trusty old technique. Control C. And then current reject and delete. Make sure we're making these invisible. Luckily that was still selected, so we don't have that much problem. And we can now make this visible and bring these bars back out here. And then, we're gonna have to scale them down because I've moved them out a little bit too much. This is where Houdini would help, dude. Houdini would help. Nah. See quickly if I can just move this down to here and in real time do this. This is the more professional way. So these look cool, but a little too many. Actually, I don't think that looks too bad at all. Now we'll keep that. Just delete that second one. Duplicate this. Make sure we just make one check. Leave this, and then keep an eye on geometry. Nothing too crazy. I'm still getting some nice seams. So let's drop this out of here. Control C. Pillow. And then, in a sec, we got to copy this into our scene. So everyone having a good time, dude. To the 2 viewers, I presume one of them may well be me on my iPad, but if there is someone else watching, write someone in chat. I feel lonely, mate. It's alright. Repetitions, boys and girls. Repetitions. Gonna drop this in. Let's see if we can... I just moved my camera, haven't I? So slightly. Okay. Let's get this pillow about. Thought for a sec I might have my stream open on another tab, and then I really would be the only person watching. So sad, bro. So this needs to be about here, I feel, but moved up, then angled. Dun, 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 dun. A little more like this. Literally ever so slightly. See, now what I'm looking at is like the gap here and the gap here. And seeing if I can sort of get all of these lined up as I should. I think the problem is it's too big. Like 5.5. Let's get a shot. Dun, 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 1.6, 1.6, 1.6. I mean, that sign doesn't look too bad. What if you get a nicer? Yeah, something like that. Not bad for CG, right? I'm looking at which one of these has more of like a dip. I think it's this one, that sort of dip with a pillow. Could use angles to my favour there, but let's give it a shot. Swap back to redshift. And get a nice little yellow fabric. See what that's looking like. I mean, it's taken shape slowly. It's not what I'm after. Fabric. This one, like a yellow felt, I think. Yeah, like one of these, but I don't know which one to. That's a light yellow, so let's give that a shot. You know what? That may be banging. That may be our case in point. Not bad at all. I'm glad I did the geometry the way I did because we're getting some of those creases. But we're getting into section where the edge of the table is. So we've got two options there. But I reckon this one's going to be moving it to where it theoretically should be. Just about here. I think I keep getting carried away scaling up. I don't think it needs to be that big at all. Just get the positioning right. Like that looks fine. I think it just needs to be a little more rotated like this way. Something like that. I'm looking at the render view instead of the actual. The actual screen now. I don't like the orientation of it. Nah, I do think that's pretty cool, to be honest. I do think that's cool. I don't know if we're going to get much more accurate. I mean, the pillow, I know the pillow looks like a little bit wonky, but that's the perfectionist talking. I'm going to rotate this grain to match the actual table. I think that's going to take a lot of okay, we're going to have to go into the rotate tab, I think. No, that's fabric. God, no, I'm not doing that again. You see the thinking ahead. Thinking ahead. 45. 45 degrees, right? No. 20. Minus 20. Yeah, that's it. Minus 30. I don't even know how long I've been streaming for, but hasn't worked out too badly. I think about an hour and a half now. Yeah? Yeah? I think that's looking okay-ish. I feel like it looks a little dwarfy, but like... but I don't know whether to like... You know, just really lean it over. Or just roll with it. I think we should just roll with it. Let's see if... It's not intersecting, is it? Nah. Oh, it's a little bit, but... Just use this. Do that. I think might be able to do the exciting bit now, which is lighting. I'm thinking about that shape, because where this is actually coming from is like, if you imagine a door which is like very slightly open by literally like an inch or two, there's light shining through, and that's catching the corner of the door because obviously the sun's much higher up, and then the sort of light emissions trickling down as it gets lower because of the positioning of the light itself. So actually, hold on real quick. I've got this little direct monitor button on my audio interface, which I probably should have clicked so I can hear myself. What we'll do is, that styrofoam looks wank. I was having a laugh when I use this language. 2020. I think even the vertical needs to be like 10. Didn't realise how tough that styrofoam was. Right, we'll run with this. Okay. Beginning to think that the best option may be just to get that. The other option is to draw that shape literally in Photoshop and then overlay it. And I don't know how that's going to look, you know. I think path tracing might be the way to go, to be honest. Alright, let's give it a shot. I'm going to exit the camera real quick. Whack all of this inside a box. Like this. And then I expect the easiest way will probably be to polygon select this surface and just delete that, and then sort of dial it in as and when I need. So our light is I need to make you invisible. Is there a way I can just... I know I can do that, but render tags, RS object, visibility, primary visible, secondary visible. Alright, cool. Banging. So, in essence, the light should only be coming from that side, although I'm getting a little trickle there, which doesn't make much sense. Is it from the top? No, it's not from the top. Where's that light coming from? Oh, it's just a light material, is it? Let's take a look. Yeah, I think it might be, you know, because... Yeah. I was taking a note of the fact it looked like there was like a permanent bit of light just there, but... No, alright, let's turn. I didn't mean like that, mate. And let's clear that texture. Reset to default. No, mate. Colour black. Right. Then what we can do is up out of here and literally recreate this door situation. I don't actually think it'll be as hard as I'm thinking here, because what I'll do is literally just, okay, we'll scale this like this a little bit, just to get a little more distance. And we'll grab, I presume will be a plane. Take this here. Rotate this about 90. Take this down to like here. Move that in a bit slightly. It's big enough that it's covering all the bases and not getting any light leaks. Take a look at the geo. And then, cool. And then what we'll do is, very simply, expect, just copy, delete, paste, and now you can rotate this as and when you please. So I'm thinking like this, but you know what, you want it like that, and then we can move it to here. And now that little door there, that little crevice is what's going to create our light, ideally. What I might do is actually put it into a cloth surface so that we got a little bit of dimension to it, and it's not just a flat piece of nothing. But like 10, 20. Make it door thickness 30. Fuck it. Alright. Let's head here. This. I think it was this one. Let's make sure that's invisible. Okay. No, there's still light coming in from that goddamn styrofoam. Is it translucent somehow? Oh, it's got subsurface scattering. Of course. Of course you do. Of course you got subsurface scattering. Don't know if that's necessary, mate. You got paint on it. Alright, let's see if I can turn you off. Scattering weight. Nah. No, there's something coming. What's going on here? It's not the right thing, that's the pillow. There's something that it's just carrying with it. What if I... Why is this confusing me so much? Is it an intersection with the ceiling? Look, it's an intersection somewhere. I mean, if I deactivate this completely, there's still, okay, there's no emission there. So potentially if I head back here and then just go about creating a light source, maybe it won't be too bad. So let's work by creating a sort of target, which you want to really be like here, I think, about there, maybe over a tiny bit here-ish. And we can now create a area light, and what we will have to do for sure is Google what the warmth of daylight actually is. I'm going to make this probably massive, and I don't know how far away, but It's going to be interesting if this actually comes through the door the way I'm planning it to be, but... Animation tags. Target. Target object. Null 2. And this needs to be way higher, dude. So much higher. So we're getting something. We're getting a little bit of light. It's been Wednesday evening CG in a bit. Jeez. Alright. Maybe an area light isn't what we need. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Mm-hmm. So now this is gonna be an angles game, I think. I'm even thinking we might need to scale this. Yeah. Yeah. We need to mimic the goddamn sun. 10T. 10,000. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Now that's not too bad at all. I'm gonna copy that before I mess that up. Right. I'm also gonna copy this because I think that moving this is gonna also go about potentially changing the. You're gonna be so slight. Not even anything at all. Okay. Okay. See, now it's that sharpness. And also the angle of it, right? Because you want it to lift up quite nicely. Do I need to have it even further away? I think I do, dude. Ideally as far away as possible. I'm getting a nice angle. I'm getting the angle that I'm after. This is very, very, like, particular light placement. If I scale you up. It does something. Sure does something. But I need you. I really need you back here. And then, like, so much that I've been playing with, but like, I know you're gonna make it vertical. I know. Maybe I just want you trickling. Because what I'm thinking is the way that this has sort of come across from the sun, you know. But I do think that looks good. There's something up with that styrofoam though, man. I can feel it in my bones. Something up with it. It's just not doing what I want it to do. I think the light bouncing looks cool though. Like you can tell the light bouncing is working exactly how I'm kind of planned it to. Let's get a little bit of warmth in this light. Can I do that? Temperature. So slight. And literally like minuscule. I don't want to spread either. Or maybe I can scale it smaller in one direction. For example, that is a bit sharp. I mean, it's for sure taking shape. Too far in it. Maybe a little bit. Just put you exactly where I want you to be. I still have a feeling like the like actual target is throttling the look a little bit. I'm still looking at my iPad every now and then to check if my stream's crashed yet. Doesn't look like it. Something a little like this. I like how this, I mean, we're getting some highlights, kind of just like I expected to. But having said that, like, this should be lit, and if you delete that, I know it will be. So that styrofoam material is playing tricks somehow. So I don't think it's the displacement, unless it is. It's gonna be trial and error now. Was the displacement? Are you serious? What if I make you like? Nah. You're gonna. Did I need to? Let's see. 0.25. Maybe it's just scattering the light way more than you think you'd need. Geometry, displacement size 1. Maybe we just don't need it. Let's take a look into this, because I want this to be as white as possible. And I think something about this is turning up a little bit. Maybe it's the roughness. I still think it's going to be something stupid. I feel like the subsurface. It's mucking this up a little bit. But it's still got some sort of weird oranginess to it. Diffuse model. I don't want to stop messing with like metalness and stuff. You know what I mean? It's the warmth of the light, isn't it? Is it? I think it is, man, but at least we fixed the... This needs to be multiplied by, like, dude, 10. Okay, maybe not 10. It's maybe a little bit overkill. Divided by 2. No, divided by 2. Okay, something like that looks... Maybe we can add some curves or something, and that can... Although the reflection on that brick is overpowering as hell. This is just a bump map, mate. Reflection. Turn you down a little bit. I could. Like this. Yeah, that will do it. But let's make you like 90%. I don't think we're too far off the result, to be fair. Well, I know that Redshift is having a bit of a tantrum. My only other thought now is that like I like the way this looks in comparison to there, but reflection on the table is a bit icky, and that is going to be due to the door here. So maybe, just maybe, I'm going to save up. Maybe this can be tweaked a little bit. Okay, I think I know what it is actually after that. I think it's this plane needs to be, well, that opens it up. Not really what I'm after. It's gonna, what I do want is, don't know if this is along the lines of what I'm thinking of doing. Okay, no, it sure isn't that. But I wouldn't want to see you getting, you need to be cut off like so. This needs to be so perfect, like that. Yeah, and then, oh dude, I really don't want to mess it up anymore. It's something to do with this door, I think. Whether it's the angle of it, though I'm not like entirely sure, you know, it's, that's gonna move it that way. Maybe that's what we want though. I don't think so, man. I think if anything, we can probably let this path trace a little bit and see what the reflections look like on the edge. But I mean, in general, don't be doing too bad. Maybe we can whack on the dome light, the old dome light, and get a little bit of reflections from there. See how much we're getting. I don't think we're getting very much, but maybe this will help add a little bit of realism, you know. That definitely adds too much. I think I want this to be. Oh, I've just. Oh, I hate it. I hate it when that happens. I hate it so much. When you zoom in with the camera, and you're like, damn it. Okay, get out of my face now. This camera's done out, I think. Yeah, about that. Smoothly glide past that. Right, I'm going to keyframe you. And let's go back to the dome light and just maybe mellow you out so slightly, because I don't want you to really be catching much light. I know that's happening, so. No. Where's the dark part of this HDRI? Like there. It's there, innit? But I don't want you to get any weird, like. If anything, I'd rather light leaks onto the pillow as opposed to the wall. Yeah, like that. And then set that to that one. It'll be so subtle. But it will go nicely with the light. And then this with one viewer. Come on. Progressive overload. And now we do that. Okay. You know what? I think this looks pretty cool. I like the shadows just there, to be honest. The only thing I'd say is that obviously I think this pillow, I feel like it needs a little more something. And the way these sort of walls connect, maybe they can just be meshed together. Well, that would bring its own UV issues. Turn this up a little bit. Up from me. You're gonna have a slight bit of displacement, so maybe a bit cheeky. No, we got a little bit of personality on that now. Boys, you know what? I don't think that looks too bad. I don't think that looks too bad at all. I still feel like that light is just unnecessarily warm. It's just such an annoying thing. And like on the pillow, especially, the light fall off just gradients over. And thinking about it, I don't even think that's an issue with the light as such. I think that's plants and stuff in the way. Maybe we can replicate that somehow. Is there a way that we can just get in the way of this light? Can I just, yeah, this DV view. And God, I'm not sure whether we just never used it before in C4D in my life, but we are about to the first time. I'm just gonna extrude a load of these and clone them. See what happens. Don't even need anything at all, really. Let's go C. Put these in a cloner. I'm using a like linear. Don't need the count to be that much. Maybe we can just do this. Maybe we can just put them radial. Make them XY. Turn the radius up. And then get a MoGraph effect at random. Can randomize that. Randomize the scale to like something crazy. Get a little bit of rotation going. Oh, we haven't made these central. I think. Okay. Although the scale is getting a bit crazy. Maybe let's make this 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Let's up the count of this cloner. And just make this like 50, 50, 50. $500, $500, $500. Let's just create some sort of interest, which is blocking the light. And this is what you call patch and go at this point. But maybe if we rotate this light here, we want to make sure it's getting in the way of the light. See, just like this. God, this is so. I feel like even this needs to be targeted to the. No. Yeah. I like that edge because it softens that. This sure does something. Maybe the closer the better. Just turn the count up. Mm-hmm. That's something. Make your own gobos. Move it off to the side. Like that. Getting a little bit of variation. Dude, I think that looks pretty... I think that looks alright. We made this from scratch. Oh, 2 people watching. What's up, mate? I hope you're good. I don't know if you've been checking in and hopping out, but... This is, This is what we're working with, man. Maybe we can whack an LUT. Oh, we can do color correction in here. It's even better, bro. It's override. Though we don't need that right now, but we can... Let's take some of... I mean, these highlights look cool, but... I already know that's going to lift the back. I think that's only going to do it afterwards, isn't it? So override the color controls. Maybe we can turn the contrast up a little bit. I mean, it looks like the photo. Let's duplicate the camera, see if we can... Oh, God. Okay, now you're doing something. It's 20. I think this looks a bit more natural. Don't need that contrast up that high. God. Highlights. 1. Yeah, let's do that. That looks nice. Let's copy this one more time. Let's see if we can... I mean, I don't even know, dude. No, I think it looks alright, man. I don't want to ruin it anymore. It looks good, except for the fact that's like a little bit over. So there is stuff like that. No, that looks better. I'm pretty sure that looks better. Let's take a look. Is there still displacement in this fabric tan? I think so. I can maybe tweak that up a little bit because that kind of brings the personality out in that thing. Great guide. Looking forward to my community project, guys. From Matilda, she's lying a positive. Yeah, it's yeah, definitely, dude. No, 100%. But it's difficult because everyone finds their own way of doing things, right? I mean, my way tends to be like references. I will have something on one side like this, or I mean, the better and more you learn about CG, the more you actually start to take notice of the real world as well, right? So even noticing little things like understanding the way that light would have felt that way, like understanding that came from the corner of the door, right? And then you can sort of restructure that, and then like you gotta look like this, you know. And yeah, so to create an entire guide is always tough because I'm working in the niche of like Redshift and Octane SQL D. and then so I don't want to then make a full lighting type. Well, I have done that, but and then like clickbait other people or like, and then obviously you'd have to break that down into so many different intricacies that I almost thought that a stream like this would be better because I can then show the reference, show my process, and then time and time again, you know, maybe you can sort of get better at this kind of thing. Not, I mean, mainly me, dude. Like, I'm amateur at best, and I started this channel because I feel like documenting my journey, if anything, and my passion for this would be beneficial. Not just for me, but for maybe other people too, because I've already gone on this tangent, but it's definitely true that you need to know what you're doing. You need to know exactly where you want to be, and how to get there isn't always the easiest. As this render plays out, I mean, it looks good, man. I'm happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. I think the way the path tracing looks nice, and I think the introduction of the background sort of HDRI to lift up a little bit of shadows was probably a good decision. If anything, you can probably literally add a slight bit of bloom, but I don't want you to like. Okay. Not there. Dude, banging. Banging. I'm not unhappy with that at all. My only thought is that this wood needs to be desaturated a little more, so like 0.5. But that is not bad. That is not bad. We got there in the end. For anyone that has stuck this long through both streams, 2 hours, I appreciate you more than you know. This is almost, well, it's not easier to do because it's obviously far longer, but as an alternative to content, so I'm not pumping that out all the time. I mean, this is cool. I could do this. I need practice though. God damn, I need practice. I think we're working something pretty nice here. Save up. That is just, the sofa keeps disappearing on me. There we go. I think we'll let this render out, and I might give you guys a break. Give you guys a little break from. You can see the panic tabs that got open when my stream crashed. Oh, bro. 4 PM here. 4:15. I think it looks good, man. Little tweaks of things like the bricks, which I'm bearing in mind, but what can you do, bro? I'm just gonna take some very slight refining. This shadow on the left here is awfully harsh compared to what's actually, and I think the light may in fact be a little lower, which leads me to think that there's more of an issue with the scale of height of the door, but I'm not gonna about fixing that right now. Maybe positioning the light even, God, this can be so exact. Kind of getting along. We don't have quite the little reflections on the balls either, but it's alright, mate. You can miss out on the balls. We're looking good, man. I'm gonna render this out. And then, dude, I kind of want to work on some other projects too, but I don't want to just, you know, end the stream. I haven't done this. This is cool. That's job done on this side. I'll render that out once the stream's finished. But I figured I'd walk you through some of my other projects and stuff so you can see maybe some of the more complex stuff that I'm working on. Because this stuff is cool too. So I think I've already shown this, but this is really cool. It's my Nothing Phone 2 project, which is going to take a long time. I'm in the process of rendering this now, and currently rendering with Redshift. And this is taking 30 minutes a frame at like 3008, like 4K resolution pretty much, but 30 minutes a frame, 720 frames at 2500 samples, which is unbelievable, dude. Like it's ridiculous. So if I was to let this render non-stop, it would take 2 weeks. Obviously I can't do that because I have a life. So what I have to do is like set it rendering like overnight or something. So it will take a little longer, or just whenever I can. So this scene in particular is going to take like 3 weeks to render. And then there's like 5 other scenes apart from that. But like this is the kind of stuff I'm learning at the moment, and this is really cool. Like this, the smoke simulation was done with Axiom Houdini, like sick. And like so the animation was made and exported as a limbic, and that was used as a collision service in Houdini. Ended up looking really cool, and Octane doesn't really preview it, but if I uncheck the stage, sort of hop out here, you can see what I was talking about with the lights earlier. But what you get is you can see from this angle, or rather the scale so small, that you get the smoke which is currently over the top. But if I go to the bottom here, you can see the angle from where it comes and like swallows the phone. It's so cool. The phone's meant to be rotating as well. I don't know why it's not. And it actually does interact with it as well, which I think is sick. Look. This needs to be just reactivated. Yeah, you see? So if I was to... The smoke can be turned up in detail, but just render-wise, not a good idea, dude. Just makes it like 3 hours a frame instead of 30 minutes. It's already bad enough. And you can see it interacts with it, so it actually like swallows the surface, which is why obviously this entire scene is close up as hell. But yeah. And I had another idea. There's one person watching it, it's probably me, but goddamn, this stream will end up somewhere after, so we'll keep it up. There's this other scene, which is this photocopy one. So I had an idea of like a sort of complex machine-based camera movement over a photocopy machine with like loads of those like plastic. I don't know. This is kind of a British thing, but at school we used to have these like projectors, and not like the electronic ones, but more like a light coming up with like a mirror which would reflect onto like a big wall in the mornings for like assembly or something. But you'd have these like plastic sheets which were inked over with like a photo. And if it's kind of hard to explain, but you'd put it over this base, and a line would shine up from underneath into a mirror to project onto a wall, and whatever was on the sheet would be reflected, right? So they'd have like hymns or like prayers or some like song that you'd sing. But I kind of took that idea and put the phone on a like photocopy plate like that, and then like created a load of sections for these random sheets from like movies that I like, from super cool textures that I saw on Twitter and Pinterest and Arena and whatnot, and like overlaid all of them, and it looks sick because there's like light coming from the back. And what actually happens is, if it's a camera here, I head over to another one. This is like a how can I explain, like a iterating, an iterating dude, like it's like a looping like vertical left to right photocopy to like emission map, and you can start to see you got the characters from like Requiem for a Dream there. We got some like dotty textures. There's some like airplane bits in there, dude. It's so sick. You've got Joaquin Phoenix from Her, some other cool textures. I think you got Lion, the French fella from Lion. Yeah, you do. And you got my CV in the corner. Which I thought was quite funny. But yeah, so cool, man. Because obviously all of this is like, I will build my scenes remapping like physical materials and textures and spaces and stuff. So what I can then do is go in and really like take advantage of that. this is a good chance to see how this emission sort of interacts with the surface of the firing, because this is like an entire model. But what's also really cool is, I think if I was to save this as got a copy forward, I think there's one already called that. Just save it up. What I can do is turn this emission down, turn that off, and so this right now is purely a light coming from underneath, shining through the papers, phone's on top, and that's all the light you're sort of getting in that scene. There's a little bit of dust on it too. So what I thought, to catch a little bit more light on the top and have something which was also interacting and animate, like a light which was animating with the base, the foundation, I created like a plane and I just put a metallic surface on it, right? Which is somewhere here, dude. I think it's this. And check it out. Light bounces on top. Okay, save that up then. You alright?
I was wondering where the things have gone because I had lots of data on it. I've got a lot of stuff on and just took them with me to the US rather than take the big
Alright.
with all this information.
Alright, well I'm going to render this out and I'll put this somewhere afterwards. But thank you to whoever did stick around for 2.5 hours. I think it's ended up pretty nice. You made a nice little bit. I'll see what I'll do with this stream, but I'll probably put some on my Instagram story later on. And thank everybody to watching. I hope you have a good Wednesday evening and a good rest of your week. See you in a bit.